Hello everyone! I have returned streaming for the first time. Actual stream 30 minutes before she broke with me, and so far this is her. And yes, I claimed a mini version of Cloud Retainer. Prototype Amber. 2-piece Heart of Death for a reason, because I don't know why she's a hydro damage bonus ascension, but she'll do more damage while she is off the field. She does deal 5k to 6k while in burst mode for no mortal attack. 30k HP more from her Amber. Here's my Ganyu. She's using this mainly now because Kujosara has this. Maybe I'll switch from Fischl from time to time, whatever. And she's borrowing this Sans from Xiao. Flower, I need to change it. Feather. 11% crit rate. Crit damage. If I pull for this polearm right now, I get 44% crit rate. I will get Xiao. Hold on, let me take off this Sans. I would get him 81, wow. 81 crit rate. And then snipe this on. Wait, where is it? This one. With the 15% crit rate. He'll have 96. Jesus. Xiao will be hitting crit a lot. But I don't want to ruin my chances of getting Staff of Homa. Oh well. I want to get Cookie Shinobu so bad. Meet Catherine. Oops. I did test out Sino before I started streaming because he is great apparently. His C4 is like Raiden, C0 Raiden, but an EM version built. This Cloud Retainer is very cute. Alright, since I saw the trailers, let's see what Skara and the Tori are up to. Because I want to fight the doctor.
And Astra Avisask. We meet again, you two.
That's right.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this?
Yeah.
Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Wait, say what
A little bit.
And if possible,
No?
please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the
Can't find
audience
it.
upon finishing the
It's
poem.
right here. It's right here.
What kind of commission
Very
is
small.
that?
I'm gonna have a scar after this.
I see. It appears
There's no scar
that you're
there.
not interested in this commission.
Just a little bit. Just
In
a little
that case,
bit.
please go to Port Armos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
any better?
I'll tune into my stream. Hold on. I need to self-promote this.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Paimon's gotta ask. Just who exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild?
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often. Ah, so it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head? From when she said, Ad Astra Abyssosque? So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida? Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream. It was another dream about the Sumeru's festival, except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children. You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sumeru's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday.
That's right.
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity? No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The homie Yanni's having a lot. Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning. Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sumeru's festival? So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here. Oh, good point. Sorry adventurers! We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
Continue talking to Nahida somewhere else. 2 steps apparently.
Let's continue our chat here. Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida? Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts. We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages. already tried that. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
I'm guessing not yet. But distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly. No way, that's too risky.
You mean it'd be too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing?
That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
Hmm? It broke. Yeah. I didn't even use it. I didn't even use it.
Are we really out of ideas?
I just left it here.
Vegeta, you're super smart, so you
I just left it
already
here.
have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal.
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously.
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
You're saying we should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work. Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Setaria?
Setaria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of the Academia? We ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old enemies by now. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilou.
I've always liked observing all kinds of people, and Setaria has always stood out from the crowd. She
That's
was born
kinda
in the desert
creepy.
and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the Academia, and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant.
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries.
The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star began to wake, but in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
From the sound of it, Setaria's just hung up on the research opportunities here.
I feel bad for the
She
PC
doesn't really
streamers
support the
because of
Academia.
not getting
She still
Aloy's
feels guilty
weapon,
about not doing more for
but
the desert, right?
they wouldn't use her.
She's just running away from her problems.
Cause what's the point of her bringing it to Genshin
When they are
Impact if she's
presented
not gonna
with
have any
complex moral
constellations?
issues, many
She's
people
just a simply
cut their
collabed
ears and go with the flow until the
character.
problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, She had already become the sage's accomplice. Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Setaria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots.
And apparently people hate Nahida because of her misrepresentation. But she's literally pale as white because of inside her palace for the last 500 years. Like, what do you want her to do? Hoyoverse created her like that. And there's also Genshin players are being racist to her.
No, I already
They're
have
like,
enough information
another
on
white
Setaria.
god. Oh,
The most
Jesus.
important thing now
Oh my god.
is for you to pay attention to
Like,
the
shut
vendor's
up.
talking style and key characteristics.
Talking style?
What do you want
and
Hoyoverse to do?
key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs, have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding his future. Can we get a fortune reading for him?
It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the god.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Love.
Love prospects? The gods have one who is fated to cross your path will appear on...
What the hell?
Many people will fall for you. How could that be? Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
That's you!
Actually, pardon?
Is that so? Well, that can't be helped.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Is this another one of Setaria's favorite stalls?
Yep, it belongs to a king. His father helped Setaria a lot when she first moved to Sumeru. When I start talking with him, listen.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in...
Speaking of...
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret. And I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough Mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods.
No problem. Rest easy.
This should be our final stop. Sitaria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia, so she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Papers, like people to have more people to play the game, of course. Or they brung out and they recorded on TikTok. Type in the hashtags that they provided, then post it publicly, not privately, because they will look at that, and then show it to the staff, and you'll get a Tainari, Kali, or a Dory bookmark with.
Nahida,
So yeah,
you've really thought of everything.
I was upset that I got Dory
It's
instead
my
of
duty
Kali,
to protect Sumeru's citizens,
because I got
after all.
Tainari. But I am happy I got Tainari.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before. Huh? So, if I recall, you were having a discussion.
Ah, that's right. I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get to the academia after their next round of exams.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for...
I see. Yes, that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Chishan.
Thank you.
Oops. I keep pressing it too much.
So, was that everybody?
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for Sitaria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Sitaria face her problems.
Sitaria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of the Scarlet King. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sitaria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of the guilt Sitaria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages. So, how do we set that up?
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Sitaria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be wary of us, and we may not get anywhere. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King. And then convey our made-up will of the Scarlet King. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to do with it.
Ah, so that's how you're going to use all the info we...
Exactly.
Huh? Best of luck!
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with...
Huh.
Wow.
That is...
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
If it was at all possible.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up.
Alright.
Noon 12 to 18. It's already the next day, so. The following. You said? Oh. Read it wrong. Her stats, by the way. She does 81k with the milk team. With cryo oil buff and the 12% curve buff.
Oh, here she comes. Sataria's here.
Let's quietly follow her. When she's... As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say.
Paimon's... Looks like they've already started talking. Let's...
Uh-oh.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right?
Okay then. You just... Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again? Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
So...
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
a mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over
Paimon's
with.
peeking and
I
unpeeking.
hear you. No problem at all. The gods are asking, Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone home?
Sataria, why don't you just go home? It's a
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
Uh-oh.
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, the Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Oh, wait a second. The Scarlet King passed away a long time. Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in real life?
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Well, almost blew the cover. She knows she's being followed.
Whoa! She just ran off in a hurry.
Well done. Sitaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida, it seems like you understand human emotions really well after all.
All I know are some abstract Harvard-taught theories. In any case, my time has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Sitaria.
He's out of Keem's now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
Someone just spoiled me of showing me the Tori.
We're way behind schedule.
Wait for Nahida to enter. Here we go.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again? Oh, right. Your old man's craft. Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better? Wasn't he nursing a leg injury? If I recall correctly, his strong arms had always been his pride and joy.
He sprained his arm a while back while trying to show off his strength. I thought you heard.
Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in...
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King. He has a quick temper, and has always been a devout follower of the Sumeru Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those Scarlet King believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or the Scarlet King? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert. Yet you chose to betray the Scarlet King, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the Academia.
Akeem, you don't mean you've also become a believer of the Scarlet King?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front. But once everything is over...
Oh no!
Come on! Sitaria's already started talking with Shishan.
Oops. I can
So,
touch the screen.
Shishan, have you noticed
Jesus.
anything weird in the city lately? Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? It should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Sean, don't tell me that you've converted to the Scarlet King as well.
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who works side by side with the Academia.
Please, please stop!
Even now, Satari is still trying to run from her problems.
She can no longer justify everything to herself.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards!
This is the most important part of all.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matra right away. The situation in this city is getting out of control.
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the city.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Zetaria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
The Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth, Zetaria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared. Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King?
Yo,
In fact, aren't
oh my
you
god, I
the
gotta
strange
mute.
one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Zetaria, why haven't you gone home?
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of the Scarlet King. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the Sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of the Scarlet King? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the Academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
How much do you know about the sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zerus festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
To fight against the Academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha. Let me see... let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow evening at the Academia entrance.
The
Sorry
Academia
about that,
entrance.
stream.
Wouldn't that be too
I had to
conspicuous?
unplug my headphones since
Don't
two
worry about
people
that.
were talking
I
very
assure you,
loudly.
this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean I've atoned for my wrongdoings?
Yes.
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side.
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. He's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do...
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of wisdom and guardian of the scholars?
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that.
Name card from the teapot. Speaking of the teapot, let's see if I got something. No? Okay. Oops. I think now it's almost 12 a.m. in Texas. Wait, what achievement did I get? Share senses with Nahida through the... Oh, I didn't... Sharing senses with Nahida. Is it not at the right time or what? Oh yeah, the catch is almost maxed out, so I might try the DPS. Try her burst differences. Meet up with Nahida.
Catherine, we're here!
That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Catherine's identity.
Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out that if something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the Academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world.
Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking. Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our guard. Off? What do you feel is off? It's the middle of the night. Of course it's quiet.
No, I think he's right. It really is a lot quieter than you. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not sure if this is the case for the entire city, though.
Huh. Maybe it's just a coincidence. maybe Sataria figured out a way to not only distract the guards, but also to get everyone to go to sleep early, just so we can exchange the documents and...
I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off.
Well, regardless, as long as you're here with us...
So Alright, we should be able to fight him.
Huh. There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope
Him
it'll be
and
this
Kali
quiet in
met.
front of the Academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards.
I could have just TP'd up there, but what good fun is that?
What are all these people doing here at this hour of the night?
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
Hooray!
The outcast, expelled from the Academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor. If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumeru City. What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world.
Uh-oh.
My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
No, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Leave now. You need to get out of here.
What? That guy's a Fatui Harbinger! We can't just leave you here!
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru!
Yes! Save them!
Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
He's gonna take the Gnosis.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
Now we gotta see Scaramouche. As my predictions were correct. Someone again spoiled me. Apparently, he is the prototype of Raiden Shogun. I was right.
This should be far enough. Whew. Paimon needs to catch her breath first. Is the heater going to be okay? Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new Harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one. That guy was number 2. So scary. He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone who once got expelled from the Academia came back recently. And that even the sages are wary of him. Yep. Sounds like she must have been
Voiceovers really
yeah.
made him look better
Now that
in
the doctor's
in
in the
Genshin
picture,
than in the
I'm
manga.
no longer just dealing with
Or
the
game than in the
Academia.
manga.
They're in cahoots with the Fatui. But what are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis?
You're right, but
Yeah.
there's something else.
Since Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. You mean... Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on... Even though he turned it down, there's no time to lose.
Let's go. We met the Tori for the first time. I'm keeping my ride in with my team.
Hold it right there. A blonde-haired traveler and a floating fairy. We've got you, all right. Take a look around.
Are you mercenaries from the Corps of 30?
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government lapdogs. We are an elite brigade that commands
They're the followers of the Scarlet King.
An outcast from the academia? But why wouldn't the doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Still wasting time on idle...
You're up!
Y'all really want to face against my team?
New punching bag.
All hail!
Alright, man.
Access denied.
Hailstorm is never...
Where do you think you're...
Never will exist in the Philippines.
Next on the...
Fire your bow! Fire your bow, Jesus.
Thrust and rebuild!
Right?
It isn't over yet! Here comes reinforcements!
But this is Ice Storm. What the?
We're way behind schedule.
Fight.
Next on the agenda.
I got it while fighting.
But a momentary... Shine down!
Hold the line!
Wow, Miss Bank.
No touching!
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite mercenary? Yeah. But this doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. Going up against smart...
That's why they call him the doctor. Kali, where are you?
Oh! It's a traveler in Paimon! What? Right? To be honest, I loved it. As a result, Master Tonari is taking me off the patrol schedule.
Okay, there's not enough time for that.
Speaking of Tonari, did he go off on... Oh, Master Tonari? He just left me... He left? What? Isn't Tonari always saying that he
I stand before it, alone.
That's really.
Wait! Look who it is!
He went mad because his people abandoned him.
Thank goodness you're okay. We were so worried about you. Hey, this was supposed to be a touching reunion, but
Actually, it's very smart of the Traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the Doctor has shown that his technology can apparently even control human mind. Plus, it's not like you could have known what happened after we split up, and I was facing the Doctor by myself. Even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential...
Paimon feels like only the real Nahida could come up with such an obscure analogy.
Huh? But I wasn't trying to win your trust or anything.
Well, we understand that point now. Please, Nahida, tell us more.
When you left, I was still in the middle of restoring everyone's minds. Thankfully, when the Doctor mentioned depositing information into the subconscious, he didn't mean engraving information into their mind. Instead, he did something closer to creating hallucinations. That was still within my power to fix. Luckily, I managed to finish...
What a relief. The Doctor sure pulled out...
I wouldn't be relieved. I gave away my true identity when I restored everyone's minds, which means we've lost another one of our trump cards. Also, the Doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha terminals. Maybe it's only a matter of time until he captures my consciousness inside.
Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Then, how do we stop him? Plus, the Doctor's combat ability alone is apparently enough to make him worthy of being number 2 of the Fatui!
We shouldn't give up hope just yet. Let's try to find another way to attack this problem.
Actually, Nahida, how did you know we were trying to get to the party's PI? Have you been waiting for us?
Yes, we have. I can see the Traveler's elemental energy, so I deduced your destination by looking at the direction you were moving. You didn't come here for sightseeing, right?
We're looking for a scholar we know. His name is Kainari, and the sages once tried to reach out to him.
Okay, let's just...
You're way too excited. Wait, no. Did you?
Well, my consciousness has all.
You did it? Congratulations!
So when my consciousness made
Sounds incredible!
Oh, all right. Actually, remember? My current self has not only gained.
You can do that?
I've never heard of anything like that.
Hold on. I brought some spirit water. All right now. Hold my hand.
Okay.
You ready?
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand. The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies. My fury will never be quelled. The first to betray me was a god. My creator. My mother. Valuing strength above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human. My family. My friend. Consumed by fear,
He saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, he broke his promise to me. Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounced the world and laughed in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity. There is no need to fear. The pain will be brief.
Oh no.
Your era is coming to an end.
What was that? Did we actually just see the Balladier's memories? Everything matches what we know about him, but how is he connected to the divine consciousness that Hypatia was talking about?
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such a majestic god! Alas, shame. If only that which be.
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no Periporno life, but rather...
Ah! You... Why are you so mean? I found divine wisdom.
Hypatia?
That's how I always thought everything... Wait, have I... already lost my mind?
Yeah, you need to wake up.
Wait, something isn't right.
No. Ouch. Come on, quick, use your elemental's powers. Oh. She is really stuck. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's already using the gnosis of the riding shogun. Oh my god. What is happening? I see you.
Okay, we finally lost him. Are you okay, Nahida?
Oh, the Traveler's back?
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right before the Catherine puppet was destroyed. After that, Tainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here. What? You swapped places? You mean your consciousness also went into Nahida's body? Wait, then where is Nahida's consciousness?
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen it with... Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your body told me to pass on a message. The doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness, so I can't journey with you anymore. But even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out.
Nahida's trapped in the sanctuary of Sumeru for good this time. Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty big. Oh, that makes sense. Since the doctor captured her, she won't be able to say anything without him knowing. She's being extra careful.
Yeah, that's why she didn't say anything.
Night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies. Huh. Paimon knows the moon illusions and lies are from that alchemical divination. Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria.
The moon refers to Nahida herself. I'm gonna do that.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. But she isn't with us anymore.
Paimon, you say the sanctuary of Suristana. Does this mean that this Nahida you're talking about, the consciousness who is occupying the traveler's body, is the Dendro Archon?
Your guess is correct, but the situation's a bit complicated, so it's really hard for us to explain right.
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. As for the complicated nature of the situation, safe to say I have witnessed that from... I've spent some time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archon's also on your side, so... I trust you.
Thank you, Tainari. Oh, actually, we came here to ask you a question.
Ah, that. While I was indeed invited to join that project, the sages were always secretive about its scope and goals. So I eventually declined. All I know is that that project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body? What?
Do you have any evidence?
She was captured by the Balandir.
So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the other scholars who went mad. It's because she made contact with the consciousness of a new god who is still in the process of being born.
Tainari, did you leave the Avidia Forest because of Hypatia?
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but since her symptoms were rather atypical, I secretly took her to Pardes Dii and began searching for a way to return her to her normal self. If I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert. Now that you mention it, I knew the Academia has never thought particularly highly of Lesser Lord Kusanali, but I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like I made the right decision. The Doctor and the Balladeer. We have two Kitsui Harbingers in Sumeru. Sounds like we're in for a bad time. From your description, I don't think they've completed their project. But then, what is the connection between creating a new...
Yeah, it feels like we're still nowhere close to figuring out the Sage's goals.
The desert,
We've
huh?
pretty much gone over everything we need to know.
I'll stay here for now. I still want to try a few more things to help. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan Rabat. Come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help.
Thanks, Tainari.
I want to waste my 1600 to get Cookie Shinobi. Perfect 16. Let's do it. Or a Venti Constellation Psych. Okay. Let's see if I get her. Or Candace. Oh yeah! Cookie Shinobu, let's go! Bless you! Because the last time I tried to snipe Cookie Shinobu, I only got someone else from the Ito rerun banner. Oops. Oh, the Naku read is for her. Okay.
If you haven't mastered the base.
I'm gonna build her 2-piece Electro and 2-piece Healing. I mean, Tenacity. While I'm making her DPS. So I'm not using Jean for now. I just need to farm hero wits.
We finally made it to Caravan Rebut. It's pretty lively here. So, just past this wall is the desert. Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tall...
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
What the heck?
Huh?
I'll hate them.
Over here.
So he knows the situation, huh?
Oh, Haytham went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder
Yo,
what
wait
he's
up,
up
Jesus
to.
Christ. So he knows what's going on, huh? Oh, he's being followed.
What the... Where did he go? How did we lose him?
More Eremite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time?
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago. There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favors. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across.
You really gave Paimon a scare, Alhaitham. We never thought we'd run into you here. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the Academia? Wait, don't tell Paimon that you're here to take us back on their order.
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list. However, had I wished to turn you over to the Academia, Don't you think you'd already be the Eremite's honored guests by now?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp that promotes researcher autonomy. And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages can offer. Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the divine knowledge capsule.
Still?
Unfortunately, I've run into some difficulty. Everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. If I am to get to the bottom of this, I must understand how the capsule first came to be. Which brings me back to you, and why you're so interested. The leader of Ain al-Ahmar used the divine knowledge capsule right in front of you. And upon seeing him, your expression to have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something. Are you interested at all in sharing what you've been hiding from me?
Al-Haytham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even notices or remembers stuff like...
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the Academia after all. But that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the divine knowledge. No matter.
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But we don't really have any concrete goals.
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement.
It's always better to travel with someone you know.
Oh, great. Oh, that's nice. Gotta put Zhongli on my team in case I have to fight something. What's that? Another
What shall we
curtain?
do?
Alright, now I got a shielder, healer, sub DPS, and main DPS. Main and sub, I should say. Alright, let me activate this statue over there. Wait, what the heck is this? Oh, it's just a it's just a stone or a rock.
Gather!
Illusion shattered! Born of ice and frost!
Rest and rebuild!
I will have order.
Oh, I should switch Zhongli's polearm.
Solidify! The hunter.
The Cash has a better burst DPS than the Skyrim 5.
Quake!
Although I am using it on Xiangling. Oh yeah, I finally R5'd it the last time y'all saw it. I'm glad they changed the fish to puffer instead of the
One
koi.
man's stone is
You
another
have to find
man's
20 of them each. It was so annoying.
Stabilize!
It's the Danger Archon still. Oh, another? Oh, there's 3, okay.
Before us lies Aru Village.
Whoa.
Alright, it's been an hour since I streamed. Dude, Al-Haytham is so muscular, dude. No homo, but he's very attractive than Ito's. What? Sino! Can we see Sino versus Xiao?
Sino.
Sino, huh?
Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamatra's wrath?
Al-Haytham, do not think you can escape my judgment just because you managed to escape my attack.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it? Or would elimination perhaps be a more accurate description?
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me.
Excuse you?
Though
I
styled
stopped
like an
the gods.
assassination, I
Except
sought only
Venti.
to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist.
And Zhongli.
Standard practice for the Matra, as well you know.
He fought the Raiden Shogun. He stopped the dragon. And he fought Osio.
Seemed to me more like your own personal touch.
That's an insult.
Who is that, Al-Haytham?
It's for the kitchen table, man.
General Mahamatra?
What's there? The kitchen?
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the Academia. He's a formidable hunter, and the ultimate nightmare for any who have committed academic crimes.
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Al-Haytham, to the point of blocking an attack for him. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of his mouth. I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not seek to defend him any longer. Otherwise, there will be consequences.
Has Al-Haytham done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's as bad as you've made him out to be.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person. Unless you want me to retrieve it for myself.
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra's senses.
Huh. Yeah, he took it out.
The divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
He
No
took
wonder
it.
you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What does this capsule mean to you? And why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, are you all alone in the desert? As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance. Have you been given a mission that's, let's say, morally dubious? If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the walls of the Academia?
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
You two? Ugh. What should we do, Traveler? Paimon feels like we can't trust either of them.
Ahem. Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Dia. Well, these three are met.
Great! Finally, someone. You gotta help us out here. Otherwise, these two are gonna start fighting.
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you get to see every day. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules and virtues over each other. But how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds. Hey, did either of you hear a word I just...
Nope.
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong. Is this a sandstorm? Paimon's gonna get blown away.
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover!
Someone's calling for us! Oh, this wind is too strong! Let's get over there!
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you academia folks such hard work? Move it!
All right, stop yelling.
Candace nuts fit in her mouth.
Well, this is pretty awkward. Hey, wanna play sardines with three people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? Sounds fun. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm dies down. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace.
Dude, she has a nice blue and gold eyes with the Millennium Eye. Millennium Puzzle.
Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so...
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather gets rough.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring. Like a nice older sister. Unlike those guys over there.
Okay.
Alright.
Enough insulting.
Now that we're all better acquainted, we should return to the topic at hand. As a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, and now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you... So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another, and put your hostile feelings to rest. If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the sandstorm.
Oh, on second thought, Paimon may have misjudged Candace's character.
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
All right, we got it, Candace.
That's what I like to hear. So, which of...
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of those two should probably start talking.
Wait, that was you trying to be a mediator?
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious mission. Rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
Huh?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little they did report clearly did not match the project's actual As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. However, to my surprise, the person responsible for the erroneous data was none other than Grand Sage Azar himself. I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request, but I soon found that all leads and potential pieces of incrimination. I began to realize that, unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected the power of the General Maham.
So they really are up to no good.
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra, the vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the act. I believed it would be wise to flee the academia before the sages had a chance. I will never give up on this investigation.
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he's somehow... Well, Sino, if that's your story, then why did you see Alhaitham as a target?
When I was investigating the matter in the academia, I overheard a conversation between Alhaitham and a sage. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute this, Alhaitham?
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicion.
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating the traveler.
Alhaitham!
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me, once you've completed this assignment, I'll give you a glimpse of divine knowledge.
A most enticing offer.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the divine knowledge capsule. In the end, I realized my wisdom. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar mercenary, incapable of remaining sane for long enough to hold a conversation.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
Given up on the assignment by then. I only told the academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear so they wouldn't suspect anything. So it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the divine knowledge capsule.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the academia. Also, you should remember, you were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern. apologize, if that's worth anything to you. I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no one to interact with it before it had been properly studied. After all, curiosity often proves to be the most dangerous thing in this land.
You should be well aware, Scribe Al-Haytham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and suspicion. Answer me this. Did the sages share any information about their project with you?
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the academia. Do you really think they would tell me anything?
It comes up by
Fine.
itself, I guess.
Although you haven't completely proven your innocence, I won't regard you as an enemy, for now.
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced out.
Yeah.
My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Junior's
But you know the stream didn't have to know that, right?
friends with the Traveler and is currently recovering from her illness at home. I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to our village for a visit. I was actually looking forward to a pretty exciting time getting back together with everyone here. But then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off, and things went downhill from there.
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely sounds like your style. In that case, welcome back, Dia.
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home. I'll take a quick trip outside to clear out some of those creatures in the sandstorm.
Creatures? In the sandstorm? Are you sure you don't want some backup?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage. You needn't worry.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
The winds died down.
That means I can watch the
That means
Genshin
the sandstorm's
concert.
over, right? Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she alright? Maybe we should go out and check on her.
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's go. We've been...
Come on.
Candace, you're still fighting? You've been out here dealing with these creatures the entire time?
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated. Before I realized it, even the sandstorm had stopped.
Ah! Here comes another wave!
Rift Hounds.
Leave this round to us. I got interrupted earlier, but now I have something to take my anger out on.
It's been quite a while since I've seen the Flame Mane in action.
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
Do I control her? No, I don't. That sucks.
Solidify!
Hold the line! Access denied. Blaze over. There is no escape.
Order guide you.
Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up?
Born of ice and frost. Now you shall perish! Ha!
The creature stopped appearing. Was that the last?
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm. So we should be safe for the...
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Huh?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full taking care of the village's elderly and children. I am the chief of Aru Village. Everyone usually calls me Uncle Anpu.
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time now. May I ask if such sandstorms are common?
I can't say they've always been common. Besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes. According to an investigator who stayed in the village a while ago, these unusual natural phenomena are...
Another of... So, Irminsul's...
Everything in the natural world is in...
Everyone in Aru speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single village keeper since I got here?
Village keeper?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru Village refers to mad scholars exiled here by the Academia. Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity after a period of training in the Academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyche.
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate, but no one in the village has ever seen them leave.
I've had encounters with those people in the past. I'll see what I can do to help.
The Mantra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you trying to alleviate your guilt and atone for your past sins? I'm fascinated by how you think.
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty, I will eliminate you, regardless of my position or identity.
Oh, you're the former General Mahamatra. You must be an expert in these kinds of
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these... But, is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino? You seem like you really don't trust him.
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better job than some of my former subordinates. Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know so far.
Another Androculus.
Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as before. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origins in a strange incident. The Academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru Village. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and initially. The people of Aru Village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. A soft, green light radiated from him, like a divine glow against the backdrop of night. Despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night, after that,
A soft green light? A mad scholar? Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you know...
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the Academia could still monitor their activities. With that said, the main Akasha system would no longer have any interaction with them.
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then!
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this... So, what do you make of the story? Really? Lesser Lord Kusanali.
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely using the Akasha to give her power to the Mad Scholars!
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. I'm just struck by your reasoning. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. Is she really active in Sumeru? The Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more or less ignored Lesser Lord Kusanali, and I've never had any reason to doubt. In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds. To me, she might as well have been a god that never existed.
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind...
I've spent many years interrogating criminals, so I can easily tell when someone is lying.
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth!
That look in your eyes. I've never seen that from a liar. You two really must have met Lesser Lord Kusanali. How can this be? To think, our Archon has been amongst us this entire...
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use, but easier said than done. Especially since we don't...
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my grandpa?
Huh?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak.
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa. Why do you have to call him that?
The person you're referring to is not a local, yet you are. Why do you call him Grandpa?
Grandpa is just Grandpa. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you...
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around the village chief's house. I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was, but I had a vague feeling that they didn't harbor any ill in...
Whoa! Hatham wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses. Sino, he's just a kid. All he wants is to find his grandpa. Let's find a way to help him.
Sorry. I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went. Honest. If you don't believe me, you can ask Miss Candace.
All right. But first, let's confirm the facts with Candace.
Alright, back to the chief's house.
Sino is super vigilant. Is this what all the Matra are like?
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know a boy by the name of Isak?
Huh? You knew this?
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him eavesdropping outside the window. He really wants to get his grandfather back. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village after finding employment in the city. He was raised by his grandfather. Unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Isak was still very young at the time, so various families in the village took turns caring for him so he could survive. Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village. Isak thought the scholar bore a striking resemblance to his grandfather, and thus often spied on the man. However, the scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech.
Although Isak referred to the man as his grandpa, he was afraid and didn't dare to approach him. One summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling grandpa suddenly calmed down and seemed to become more lucid. So Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the next morning. Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again. It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace.
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad.
Perhaps. It's also my reason for fighting. I must...
Maybe the people have always had a considerate god watching over them.
Huh? What?
No, nothing. As long as Isak keeps his word and doesn't get in our way, we can take him along.
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit for.
The Millennium Eye is also on Sino's head. Come on.
Hey, Isak! Oh, it's you guys! We've cleared everything up! Really? Yeah!
Alright. Let's...
Alright. Act 3 is complete, and I will stream this later on. Maybe. If I want to. Hold on. So I've been streaming for 2 hours, so $4,100. What that day? 20% HP. Dang. 1,400. So 520. I mean 1,400 minus 80. Oops. Yeah, 520. So the Jade Cutter grants 520 HP. Oh wait, I'm looking at it wrong. Oops. 4,100 minus 3417. So 4,100 minus 3417. So it grants 683 HP. Let's see if I have an extra healing.